The Underground Railroad, La Ferrovia Sotterranea, by Colson Whitehead. Summary: The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead, published in 2016, is a historical novel that reimagines the real-life network used to help enslaved people escape to freedom as a literal underground train system. The story follows Cora, a young enslaved woman who escapes from a brutal Georgia plantation, facing danger, betrayal, and resilience as she journeys through different states in search of freedom. Whitehead blends history with magical realism to examine the horrors of slavery, the pursuit of freedom, and the sacrifices made in the face of systemic oppression. Plot summary. 1. Life on the plantation. The novel opens with Cora's life on the Randall plantation in Georgia, where she endures relentless cruelty and hardship. Cora's mother, Mabel, had managed to escape the plantation years before, leaving Cora alone and feeling abandoned. Her only solace is her friend Caesar, another enslaved person who has heard of the Underground Railroad and dreams of escaping. Inspired by Caesar's hope and spurred by an act of brutal violence, Cora decides to take the risk and flee. 2. The Underground Railroad as a literal train system. In Whitehead's imaginative twist, the Underground Railroad is an actual underground train system with secret stations and conductors. Cora and Caesar reach the first station with the help of a sympathetic agent, beginning a journey that will take Cora through different states, each with its own twisted policies and social structures regarding slavery. 3. South Carolina, False Promises and Hidden Threats. Cora's first stop is in South Carolina, where Black people are seemingly treated with more dignity and opportunity. She is provided with housing, education, and medical treatment, giving her a taste of freedom. However, she soon discovers that the state's policies are driven by a eugenics experiment and a covert program to sterilize Black people. Betrayed by this illusion of freedom, Cora realizes that even apparent allies may harbor hidden agendas, forcing her to flee once more. 4. North Carolina, a brutal regime of racial cleansing. In North Carolina, Cora encounters a far more terrifying environment, where authorities have implemented a brutal system of racial cleansing. Black people are banned entirely, and those who attempt to help them face violent retribution. Cora finds refuge with a white couple, Martin and Ethel, who reluctantly hide her in their attic. However, the atmosphere of suspicion and hostility makes this a terrifying ordeal, and eventually, her hiding place is discovered, forcing her once again on the run. 5. Tennessee and Indiana, Hope and Betrayal. Moving through Tennessee and eventually reaching Indiana, Cora finds brief refuge on a farm owned by a free Black man named Valentine, who has created a community for runaway enslaved people. Here, she experiences a temporary sense of safety and community, and she begins to dream of a new life. However, this sanctuary is not immune to outside threats, and a raid by slave catchers ultimately shatters her hopes for peace, thrusting her back into the relentless pursuit of freedom. 6. The Pursuit by Ridgway. Throughout her journey, Cora is relentlessly pursued by Ridgway, a cruel and determined slave catcher. Ridgway embodies the brutal forces of slavery and white supremacy, representing the systematic oppression that seeks to keep Black people enslaved. His pursuit of Cora becomes both a physical and symbolic battle, capturing the unrelenting nature of the forces that oppose freedom. Key themes. 1. The pursuit of freedom and sacrifice. Cora's journey symbolizes the unyielding pursuit of freedom and the tremendous sacrifices made to achieve it. Each stop along the railroad reveals different facets of oppression, emphasizing the immense costs of resisting such a deeply entrenched system. 2. Historical realities and magical realism. By reimagining the Underground Railroad as a literal train, Whitehead uses magical realism to convey the psychological and emotional journey of escaping slavery. This creative approach highlights the relentless nature of Cora's flight and the profound sense of hope the railroad symbolizes. 3. Systemic oppression and racism. The novel illustrates the different forms that systemic racism and oppression take in various states. Each place Cora encounters presents a new version of institutionalized racism, reflecting the pervasive and adaptable nature of racial injustice. 4. The illusion of safety and false freedom. Throughout the novel, Cora encounters people and places that initially appear to offer safety and freedom but conceal hidden dangers. This theme emphasizes the tenuous and often illusory nature of security for those who live under constant threat of violence and exploitation. 5. Identity, resilience, and resistance. Cora's journey is not only physical but also an exploration of her identity and inner strength. Her resilience in the face of trauma and loss underscores the spirit of resistance, showing how individuals can fight for their sense of self and humanity even amid unimaginable hardship. Conclusion. The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead is a powerful and imaginative retelling of the historical struggle for freedom, blending realism and metaphor to create a profound exploration of slavery, resilience, and survival. Through Cora's harrowing journey, Whitehead sheds light on the enduring impact of systemic racism and the sacrifices made by those who resist oppression. The Underground Railroad is a moving testament to the strength of the human spirit and the relentless pursuit of liberation.